Tonight, I want to begin with commendation to all Biafrans worldwide. I want to congratulate Biafrans, of course, both in the diaspora and the Biafrans in the homeland of Biafra land. The sacrifices that all of us are making for this very struggle, they cannot be in any manner or in any way underestimated or belittled. I specifically wish, on behalf of the Directorate of State and the leadership of this old noble movement, the indigenous people of Biafra, led by NNAMDI'S Kanu, I wish to commend our people in Biafra land for the very successful August 9th sit-at-home in Biafra land. Biafrans of all walks of life, they have exhibited not only their desire for the coming of the kingdom of Chukwuabiama on earth, that is Biafra land, they have exhibited in any way that is possible their love for our leader, NNAMDI'S Kanu. Their solidarity with him with the success of the 9th of August sit-at-home in Biafra land. I wish to specifically commend people in the public transport, workers, market, traders, association leaders, town unions, traditional custodians, educational institutions, teachers and students of higher learning, civil servants, artisans, religious leaders, businessmen and women, and of course private sector. I'm not forgetting traders and farmers, Okada and keke drivers, school children, of course, and our parents. We commend as well those who are public transport owners. We commend the women organization, commend community leaders, youth leaders, civil society organizations. We commend youths in Biafra land in every community, wheelbarrow and truck pushers. We commend all of you for the sacrifices which you made on the 9th of August 2021. A special commendation as well goes to our warriors in the media, our reporters on the ground, broadcasters and journalists on social media, and our Twitter warriors as well. These men, these people, to a very large extent, they ensure that our message gets to the Biafran people, to friends of Biafra, to lovers of freedom all over the world, without any hindrance. You all have done exceptionally well, and we shall continue. We shall continue to work with a unity of purpose so that our objectives, which has not changed any one bit, and include the unconditional release of our leader, NNAMDI'S Kanu. 2, the release of all Biafrans unjustly and illegally incarcerated in different Nigerian prisons, DSS, underground, dungeons, and military barracks. And of course, the third of our objective is that we match relentlessly and unequivocally to a free, independent, and sovereign Biafran nation. All these three objectives must be achieved, whether our enemies wish to have it or achieved or not, whether they like it or not. We are not going to change any one bit from our focus and from making sure that we attain all of these above. The directorate, of course, not minding that we have shown resilience, not minding that we have shown commitment, not minding that we have remained focused and have refused in any manner to be distracted. The director wishes to remind us all that our obligation to remain very vigilant and disciplined is still very important. It is an obligation that we must remain vigilant. We must remain vigilant because we know that our detractors, they are not relenting. They are not sleeping in their desire and plan to turn Biafra land into a supplement and subservient land of slaves. And I say that our ancestors will forbid this, and people will not allow that to happen. We must be aware of their modus operandi. They peddle falsehoods, they lie because they have access to the corrupt media of the zoo. We know what transpired in Biafra land on the 9th of August 2021. And sometimes I ask myself, our people, are they just very short in memory, or are they serious when they bring such arguments, or even have in their thought that the indigenous people of Biafra, led by Mazi and the Kanu, is or will do anything that will disadvantage or bring down the economy of the Southeast. When I hear this kind of argument, I ask myself, but what economy are they talking about in the first place? Does Nigeria actually have an economy? Talk less of the Southeast. Have any one of you seen an economy that grows with generators? An economy that depends on generating sets? Or we have in Biafra land a number of seaports. And have anyone seen or heard of a country that is such resources, and these resources are not utilized in any manner, with the exception that some of these resources or ports or seaports have been made available to individuals to monopolize? And when we talk about these individuals, we are talking about people like Dangote from the north. He is using a port in Southeast for all his businesses. But no Southeasterner, no Biafran is allowed to bring in their goods through these ports. You have to travel hundreds of miles to Lagos. And by the time you clear your goods and then transport them back home on the road, you will be, you will be dropping your offering as you go. Dropping offering to all sorts of security or civil defense organizations that specifically are put there to ensure that your goods arrives in Biafra land at a cost higher than it should. Is this economy that they're telling us that the Biafran, the IPOB are trying to destroy? You know, when I say that our people are short in memory, they have easily and quickly forgotten that prior to the time our leader gave the instruction and gave the command that we do not wish to see any police or army checkpoints in Biafra land anymore. The report has always been there that these checkpoints on a monthly basis, they export our people money that you cannot even begin to imagine. In a year, billions of naira are extorted from our people. And this money that is taken out of Biafra land.
I'm listening to you when you finish that. If you have any questions to ask me, you ask me that, I ask you a question.
Yes, thank you so much, man. Is my coming out clear?
Yes, we are hearing you loud and clear.
Thank you so much for that very kindness. Thank you so much. Tonight, I just want to, first of all, greet Biafrans and say good evening from my very base. Good evening to all Biafrans, some friends of Biafrans. Good evening, even including our enemies. My name is Mazi. I happen to serve by the grace of Chukwukabia, the very great people of Biafrans, in the capacity of Deputy Head of Directorate of State. This evening, we have come together, a cross-section of members of the Directorate of State, to address our people, to engage our people. Fellow Biafrans, the enemies have been trying to battle us to the ground, but we have disappointed them because we continue to stand firm. And that has been so possible by the virtue of our relationship with Chukwukabiyama. I will therefore go ahead and thank Chukwukabiyama for his tender mercies and his loving kindness, and once again proclaim that all the glory, all the honor, and all the praises belong to him. Once again, I have come to you in good spirit and elated mood, following what was registered as a great success of a well-known ritual in the history of modern time called civil disobedience. This was well orchestrated by our people, the Democrats and the Republicans of all Biafra land across the board. What we demonstrated was a non-violent code of conduct known for so long as an embodiment of our Republican nature. This undertaking was possible primarily owed to the unmitigated strength of conviction in our people. As we know, marginalization, subjugation would just be synonymous to pampering, compared to the very obvious agenda of the annihilation, total obliteration of our race as planned by our enemies, the Fulani hegemony as we know them, and of course the worst jihadist government on earth as we know them. There is only one intention they have for us, which is that of taking our land and converting our land to a Mecca. And we say, no, the holy land of Biafra land can never turn to a Mecca. It's going to remain the holy land of Biafra as Chukwukabiyama has shaped it and has destined it to be. Therefore, having a deep understanding of this time bomb in facing us as a people, our citizens of Efik, our citizens of Urobo, of Anang, Izong, Igbo, Igodomigodo, Isekiri, Ogoni, Idoma, and so many of them have decided to accept the fact that during this very period, that nothing at all, in order to waive us from our position, nothing at all will shake us, nothing at all will move us around, that we are going to stand still. They have decided definitely to nip this very evil called the Fulani hegemony in a bud, that nothing will shake us and will stand still and remain tenacious. And definitely that was confirmed during the last weekend, that's last Monday, sit at home. It was a great success, and we had anticipated, like HOD did announce last time, that tomorrow could be one more time. But according to his announcement, as we all know, he did make it clear that it's going to be as it is, as he stated it, and that there is a review. And I want us to bear in mind that that review is still going on, and that in no distant time there shall be a report of that review to all Biafrans across the board, that all shall know where we're heading to at this very period. We are not going to leave the very field vacant. We are not going to vacate the field for the enemies to take over. No, we are going to stand our ground. Biafrans will stand their ground. We are tired of all this oppression. We are tired of the killings. We are tired of the maimings. We are tired of the genocide going on across the board. Our people are being killed in all corners of Biafra land, and the so-called leaders are doing nothing about it. We are beginning to ask these governors questions. Why is it that when people are killed, you say nothing, you cannot stand your feet? Why is it that when people are being maimed and raped and killed, and children and little babies or fetus or embryos or even full-grown babies in the womb are being dragged out of their mother's womb, and you do nothing about it? You have no press release. You have nothing to no communicate whatsoever. You cannot stand and condemn the Fulani man. When they said there is palliative, but only for the Fulani, you said nothing. They said they will count you out, you said nothing. They said you are a dot, you said nothing. They said, one of them said that the only thing we deserve is death, you said nothing. Everything they do, all atrocities they orchestrate against us, you governors, you politicians, you said nothing. But anytime we try to resist in one way or the other, you say, no. That's when you know you can talk. Our people have understood that you are serving the Fulani master. Our people have understood completely where you belong to. And that is why when IPOB asks them to do what is needful, they do. They do because they know that that is needful, that is what is best for them. And they will continue to do what is best for them. Without anybody interfering whatsoever, Biafrans know what is good for them. And we are assuring Biafrans that this very sit at home is being reviewed, and that in no distant time the report will be out, and that we will know where to go from there. Do not get angry. Do not get tired. Remain focused. Remain on point. Keep on soldiering on. We are not giving up. There is no surrender at this point, and we are not vacating. Our land is our land. Our land is not meant for the enemy. We are going to remain on our land given to all by Chukwuka Abiyama thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago. And nobody can take this land from us. We shall continue to resist the enemy until we have our total freedom. They are holding our leader, and we are saying our leader must be released unconditionally. We are not going back on that. He must be released unconditionally. We need to see some, signs of life in our leader. We have not seen that yet. It's not just to ask us to call off our, stay at home, and then nothing is done. We know our leader has delivered that very message as we got it last time. But then where do we go from there? Because of that, we are reviewing the authenticity of that very call for us to sit at home, for not to sit at home no more. And therefore, we are continuing to look at it very closely, and the leadership of this very DOS will come up with the report of that review in no distant time. So therefore, do not despair whatsoever. Remain focused. Let us continue to persevere all together. Let us continue to soldier on all together. Let us have all our hands on deck. That will be my report tonight. I have not decided to come on air to stay too long, but to pass this short message to Biafrans that we are heading in the right direction, and to encourage you that you are doing a good job. All the principal servants, all Biafrans of all walks of life, you are doing a good job. Continue in that very right direction. Continue until we come to the end of this very tunnel where the light is shining. For now, we must continue to work hard and persevere until we get what we need. And therefore, I have come to ensure that you are on board, that you are carried along, that you are also aware of where we're heading to, that this very battlefield is not vacated. We will continue to make sure that our enemies takes off his hand out of our land. That is very, very important. That we can assure them. I said that we can assure them. We must have our land back from our enemies. Those of them killing us in Ebonyi State, it is time for you to withdraw. Those of you killing our people in Enugu, it's time for you to withdraw. Those of you maiming and killing our people in Anambra, we are seeing that the governors don't want to see, they don't want to talk about it. But Biafrans, we are talking about it because we are the ones suffering. We are not the millionaires and billionaires who have stolen this money and planning to fly overseas to go and enjoy. The governors are the ones stealing, going out to go and enjoy, planning to go and enjoy when the situation gets worse. So we are saying that you all remain focused, that we are indeed going to manage the situation, and at the end of the day, we shall be very fruitful with this very project. The project is that we want Biafra. The project is that we are going to fight off our own enemies and make sure that we resist them with everything possible. They are killing our people everywhere, including Ipob. They are killing them wherever they get them. The governor, the politicians are saying nothing. They are rather colluding. And this coalition with the enemies is something that will spare their Waterloo. That we can assure them. It is time for them to rethink and return back to their bases, to repent. It is still not too late for them. We understand what is going on in that very political dispensation. When they have stolen, they are afraid of being persecuted. We understand that. But they must not stay on our way when we are trying to liberate ourselves. That is what we are asking for. Do not stand our way when we need liberation. Keep quiet in your bedroom and enjoy the money you have stolen. Do not stand our way, we ask you. All the politicians, all the governors, whoever you may be. When people want to stay at home, do not disturb them. Let them stay at home. It's not a crime. It is called civil disobedience. And that we are going to engage in continuously as it can be. We are reviewing it, like I said, and the next time of sit at home will be also made available if there is any amendment. But that I suspect could be so soon. At this juncture, I am not going to continue to address, but I will say thank you for your listenership. I will go ahead to hand over the microphone to some members of the DOS to now have their take tonight. We'll go to Mazi. I'll give you the microphone to go ahead, and then after that, the microphone should be passed on to other members of the Directorate of State. I will be having a meeting shortly, and I will remain muted, and I will have to stay a standby Meanwhile, I will yield and give you the microphone. Mazi, go ahead.
Thank you, Deputy Jody. I don't know if I'm coming out loud.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, Mazi,
My honorable veteran, Mazi, thank you for this opportunity and responding to the emergency. It shows your resoluteness, your formidability, and your never say die attitude. Thank you once again. Biafrans, friends of Biafra, lovers of freedom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from here. By the grace of Elohim, my name is Mazi Nachi, and I serve this very noble family. I serve you, the children of light, the children of Elohim, the children of the rising sun, the children of Biafra. I serve you as your South American representative. We are here today to show great appreciation and gratitude to you all for your resoluteness and formidability in never failing our leader, Mazi Kanu. Honoring that very 9th of August was indeed a wonderful one that did not only send a clear message to these two Nigerian states and its oligarchy, but sent a very clear message to the world that the Biafran people are ready for this very sovereignty called the nation of Biafra. It is a victory to us and more to come. Do not be dismayed, do not be discouraged. Remember, we are in this together. There is no going back, as our leader used to say. We have crossed the Rubicon, the point of no return. And for this purpose, this generation have come. This is that generation that reincarnated, we must not forget. This is that generation where it's more than 1 million children were starved to death, and where more than 5 million Biafrans were massacred. This is that generation that reincarnated, that generation that have no fear of death, that generation that think of nothing other than the restoration of Biafra. We have come, and even the enemies are aware of it. We appreciate you all, and we want you to remain resistant, resolute, and be courageous. Because with courage, we shall defeat and overcome our enemies. Those enemies, the saboteurs, want you to be discouraged, but we must remain resolute, as our leader have always encouraged us to do. So our ESN, those men and women in the forest, in our farmland, who have vowed to defend our women, to defend our daughters, to protect our mothers, to protect our wives and sisters from being raped, from being massacred by the Janjaweed, the Fulani, Odigati, and its full soldiers. Those they call the headsmen, whom they have sent across the territories of Biafra land to decimate us and to defile our women. To you, ESN, we appreciate your wonderful service to motherland. This is not the time to quit. This is not the time to complain, but rather it is the time to remain resolute and to remember the promise we have made to motherland and the promise we have made to our leader. Never to fail him, never to disappoint him, and never to quit. One thing is not in our dictionary, and that only one thing is quit. We don't understand the language quit. Our motto remains resolveness, formidability, and continuity. Just as our Deputy HOD have said, through the direct words of our HOD, that this, in the next few days, the seat of those orders shall be under review. And that is a fact. We want you to remember and never to forget that when you cry, we cry as well. And do not forget that this OS, we have vowed with our blood and soul to listen to you all when you cry, to protect nothing but your interest, and to do the needful at all times. However, to follow the directives of our leader, Mazi and Kanu. He remains our chief commander and our #1 citizen. In him we trust, in him we believe, in him we have the confidence that with him we have a pathway forward to the restoration of Biafra nation. However, not to forget we also understand the games of these two politicians. We can't be naive to pretend that we do not understand the games of those saboteurs and the Eastern political elite. And we will respond at the appropriate time. In the next few days, those town daily shall be lost with you, and the critical shall be made. We will go and them as well with what we believe is in agreement with our leader. Mazi and Kanu. Fellow Biafrans, it as well a period in which we are laying everything on the ground and to ask some critical questions to those ESFs who are holding our leader incommunicado, to those Nigerian security forces who attempted to assassinate our lawyers. And we are asking them, isn't it ironic that the same lawyers you try to assassinate, the same lawyers you try to kill, are now the same ones you have allowed to pass a message across the we Biafrans on what you all said our leader have asked us to do. Isn't it ironic that the same lawyers you denied access to have communication with our leader, Mazi and Kanu, is the same now that the seat at home is not hitting the two Nigerian are. Now that the seat at home is not hitting you to the core. Isn't it ironic that it is the same lawyers you have now given access? All because you want to calm things down and you want things to be calm. But we ask you, judge yourself and ask yourself these critical questions. But we are not naive. and we can't be cowed or to understand what is on play. But remember, these men were those who tried to assassinate. These lions were those who went into their houses, burnt their houses, set it ablaze, and killed Biafrans who were in there. And we are asking, isn't it ironic? It is a question you all have to answer. We call on these, our so-called Southeastern and South governors, in this moment of review, in these few days of review, since we have all asked and been in support for the seat at home order to be suspended, that you all have something to do for the release of our leader. We are putting it on you right now. Within these next few days, we Biafrans will be watching what you all shall do for the unconditional release of our leader. Within these next few days of review of the ghost town day, we all are watching. The spirit of our ancestors are watching. Our fallen heroes are watching. The land of Biafra are watching. How sincere you all are. Remember, the whole of the Western governors, we saw them in action to ascertain that Sundays for all was not extraordinary rendition part for the civil Nigeria state. And we saw them on the broad daylight, working assiduously to block the tyrannical activities of the jihad Nigerian president against their own son. They didn't go at night, they went during the day. And the whole world saw them. We believe by now you people should be in action for the unconditional release of our leader. While we are evaluating, within the next few days, the seat that was ordered. If you are able to do the needful, then the whole world and Biafrans at large, all across the world, shall bear out witness that it is as a result of your failures that we will once again embark into action. The responsibility is now upon you. Within the next few days, now this very ghost town day shall be under review. We want to see you all in action. We want to see you all in action. Remember our demand, the immediate and unconditional release of our leader, Mazi, within the next few days. Still remain intact. We will not forget Biafrans all across the world in prison, all across the Biafra land, who are in prison, incarcerated. Within these next few days, all the Eastern governors, all the South governors, all the Southeast governors, we demand that you release to us all Biafrans, Ipob members, who are in custody, incarcerated. All the ones in the north, release them to us. Since you have not called for ceasefire, we want to see you all in action as well. Release to us all Ipob members. All the ones in the north must be sent back to the east, and their unconditional release must be facilitated within these next few days. It is a responsibility unto your hearts as well. Biafrans will be watching all across the world, and the world will be watching. religious leaders, the pastors, the reverends, the archbishop. These very few days that the constant days will be under review, it's as well an opportunity for us to hear your voices. We have heard only but a few. We want to hear more. While in sermon, while preaching, while in your pulpits, we want to hear you people talk about the marginalization of our people, the incarceration of our people, the killing of our people, even right here in your pulpits. And ask the Eastern governors to do the needful. The Eastern political elites, I mean the South-East and the South-South governors, mandating them to release our leaders, our Biafrans, our Ipob members, and above all, the unconditional release of our leaders, of our leader Mazi and Kanu. Within the next few days, we want to see you all. We have seen so many of you are all in mood, but when we take action, you all will begin to cry. But within these next few days, we want to see you all in action. The traditional leaders are not exempted. They are never illegal. Let me put polite right now. Let me not say, oh, I'm not in this about. Let me be polite. Oh, I'm not in people. We aren't seen enough. The leaders, the so-called leaders of the Eastern region, of the Ipob, where are you all? We are watching. Within the next few days, we want to see you all take up your responsibility and do the needful. Our people, Biafra youth, young men and women, are being incarcerated unjustly. Within the next few days, we want to see you all rise up from your bed and do the needful as leaders. We have called on you all to mandate it upon the presidency to do the needful. The jihad presidency of Buhari to do the needful. The unconditional release of our leader within the next few days remain intact. And we want to use this very opportunity as well to call on the transport unions. As our head lady has said, the bank institutions, the judiciary, the judges. The judges have a long way to play. Why are the Eastern judges silent? Why are they not telling their local counterparts on the injustice, on the breakdown of the rule of law, which they are executing against our leader? Is it justified to keep our leader incommunicado? Is it justified to keep our leader in the hands of the DSS? Is it justified for them not to present our leader in the court of our law at the appropriate and stated dates? These are the injustices we cried about. We are still crying about. The Eastern judges who are from the land of Biafra, from the Ijoros, from the Ibodes, from the Bibiares, from the Galares. Why are you all silent? It is time within the next few days. While the constant day is under review, you all must rise up and do the needful. You all must rise up and call on the attention of the DSS. You all must rise up and call on the attention of the jihad Nigerian presidency of Buhari. The extraordinary rendition of our leader is unjustified. It is prohibited in the rule of law, both within the Nigerian states and across the globe. It is prohibited. You all must call on the Nigerian state to send back our leader to his country of nationality, which is the land of freedom. Which is the land of freedom. They should send back our leader to the land of freedom. That is where he is a citizen. Within the next few days, we are calling for action to be taken. Our transport unions, banking institutions, educational institutions, tertiary institutions, our teachers, our students in tertiary institutions, civil servants, businessmen and women, community leaders, youth leaders. It is time for you all to team up with Ipob, because the cry of a brother, the cry of Mazi and Kanu, the cry of our fellow brothers who are in the prison touches us in the heart. And we will not be silent while this injustice is continually to be dealt out on them. Especially the one done to our leader, the extraordinary rendition of our leader. We will not be silent. We ask you all to team up, key in to the activities of IPOB, because above all, we fight for justice and equity. We are not demanding anything extraordinary. We are only demanding that which is our fundamental human right. That which is our fundamental human right. That which is our basic human right. So freedom. That is all we are demanding. It is therefore time for you all to team up. The businessmen and women, leaders of different communities, teachers, transport, unions. It is time. Not tomorrow you all will come out and say we should have been passed information. It is time for you all to team up with IPOB. Support in every way you can for this noble cause called the restoration of Biafra. We want to make it categorically clear that within this period of ceasefire, within this period of sit at home with you, heaven and earth will bear us witness that we have done for peace, that we have stand for peace, and we have given room for peace. But we will not be cowed. We will not be cowed into allowing this to be for a long period. As we said, within the next few days, only then the spirit of our ancestors shall bear us witness. The spirit of our fallen heroes shall bear us witness. And the world at large shall bear us witness. And we use the word of John F. Kennedy. He said, and I quote, "Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable." In the Nigerian state, there is one thing you all must, as our leader used to say, we have crossed the Rubicon, a point of no return. We have no fear of death. We have no fear of death. You all must stop using death as a threat against us. We have come, and we have come for a purpose. As I said before, the more than 1 million Biafran children you starve to death, the more than 5 million Biafrans you massacre. This generation is the reincarnation of those generations of the past. We have come for this purpose, and there is no going back. In truth, we stand. In justice, we stand. We have no fear of death. And if the Lord God Almighty, the supreme creator of the heavens and the earth, have not given our lives to you, you shall not kill us. You shall not destroy us. I repeat, for this purpose have our generation come. And for this purpose of Biafra restoration, we will stand as we continue to stand. There is absolutely no going back. No going back. We have crossed the Rubicon, a point of no return. Thank you, my deputy head of secretariat, Mazi. Thank you. Fellow Biafrans all across the world, we thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Remember, together we stand. Together we stand. And there is no going back. From me, from here, is Mazi Nachi, the South American representative. Ndewo.
Ndewo Mazi Nachi, for that rendition. We will quickly go to the next person on board. And the microphone is going to go to Madam Erewa. Madam Erewa is a member of the GOS. And Madam Erewa will now take up the microphone. Madam Erewa, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, Mazi Nachi, for that presentation. Fellow listeners, I salute you. And I also give special appreciation to the host in this last minute, asking him to let us have this audience to send a message. And thank you so much, Mazi Alozia, for all your services. And we shall all see Biafra. Yes. I am Madam Anirejurishe Erewa. I am Ichekiri Urobo speaking Biafran from coastal region, Biafra land. And we are here to send a message because we know that with the announcement that our honorable respected HOD announced, it kind of triggered some wrong message. Making it look like it's a sign of weakness, but in fact, it's not a sign of weakness when he made that announcement that the sit at home is kind of put on hold. So that's not a sign of weakness. In fact, it's a sign of strength. It gives us room to look at, to review the whole thing, because we know that our leader, Mazi Kanu, His Excellency, we know what he went through in Kenya. And then it's a rendition. They brought him to, he's in the DSS custody. So, that's not him that sent that message. No, that's not him. Please listen and mark it. That's not him. You all have heard when our leader makes announcement. It doesn't sound him. He's under the custody of DSS. These politicians are glowing right now. And with that, I just want to say one thing. I want to talk them for Ogbonge language. Pidgin English say, power, it belongs to the people. We are Ipob. We dey tell una say, you Biafrans, say power belongs to the people. Now we all, you the listeners, Ipob Biafrans, now we own Biafra land. We think what will happen in our Biafra land. Not politicians now go tell us what will happen for our Biafra land. Ipob is here to stay. We don't come stay. Yes, so not that I send that message. It's just that we want to review, take a look at the whole thing. So in few days, when I go here, waiting we decide. Yes. So now I say make I send the message, and when I don't hear all from the last presentation before me. And so with that, make I just send a quick message to my Ichekiri make them understand wetin dey for ground so not be play matter and make una nothing say we are Ipob, we represent the eye of our leader. We represent his voice right now because he did for to rest for inside DSS. So not be inside that message. It may have come from his mouth, but not be him by reason of insanity, not being sent that message. And I'm telling you that, and that's the message which DOS bring. Make I send the message to our people say, yes, the seat at home is not off. It's just we want to review, and then we go let you know. On my way, the Mokanga, oh, Ishaki Mokanga. Aja Mokanga. The nation is a mo wá kí gbáǹgà kí ọ̀pọ̀tákẹ́lẹ̀ kí náà sí kálẹ̀ ní lọ́ní aka ìròyìnbó péjì sit at home àjọsùn àjẹnẹ Nnamdi Kanu ágí pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ wẹ̀nu ẹ̀gbọ́n wọn péjú gígí dáadáa gbé dáàmú ṣùgbọ́ dáàmú ṣàkìkọ̀ dáadáa ní dáàmá ṣe ń kúrun dáadáa péjú ṣe yíkàdá gbìbì náà wà náà rẹ̀ tètè ẹ̀ẹ́nẹ́ka rò GOS, HOD, GHOD, Continental Rep, ìrẹ́dẹ̀dẹ̀ tó ṣe GOS, ẹ̀nẹ́ka ṣìkẹlẹ̀ nẹ́gídà àgbófẹ́. Torí oṣù àjẹnẹ̀wé ìkẹyà tẹ ó ga ẹ̀ṣùn tí a gbẹ̀dúró orí o. Wọ́n lọ kàtàkà bí extraordinary rendition wọn gbàgbé dẹ́màwé wa bá gbé sí DSS inú wa ìrí politicians náà ẹ̀kọ́ wa. Ìrọ̀lú boméjọ tòmèdè ṣíṣà àdèdè pẹ́nẹ́pẹ́nẹ́ ètò tí ẹ̀dá máa ná gbèjò nínú ẹ̀. Torí yí á ń padà gígídá gbọ́ síta tó mú ẹ torí tágbà ṣe ní Monday tó bọ̀ wé wọ́n jọ̀nà sàn. Arákàní rẹ̀ dèdè. Ìrọ̀ àjà dèdè pẹ́nẹ́pẹ́nẹ́ tó wù ànára àgbàdá ágí. HOD gíga àtúnṣe ẹ̀jẹ̀ dẹ́ máa wéré jì torú tó gbèjò lórí. Torí yí bí mo gbà wá. Mo wá dúṣẹ́ gbà kíkí ẹni wá dà tún rú ọ̀fọ̀wé. Oyè tún tẹ̀lé wá gíràn jẹ́ ẹni tẹ̀gídọ́ ọ̀fọ̀wé jẹ́ àjùṣí wẹ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀ ṣe lè wẹ́rẹ̀. Ẹni jẹ́ wá rò ó, àwa gbọ́dọ̀nà òwò fẹ́, àmọ́ òwò fẹ́ gbàdọ̀nà òwò tún àlẹ̀. Ẹni ká gbígbà kéwù tẹ̀lé sọ̀rọ̀ nítorí ẹni sọ̀rọ̀ gbóhùn àná. Ìṣàkiri àmàgí Biafra ló wá ṣe náà. Ipob nuwe echo ene gbo Biafra we should do bell. Ama ke for those one jene we to shi Nnamdi Kanu. Gbo pa Ipob bashire. Gbo Biafrans bashire. Tore yi ama lo gige yu ya ajofo we shiwere. Ajofo we shiwere. Opo we awada ti wa gbadi. Owe se GHOD Ipo wa kí lẹ́mi túṣẹ́ wé gbà ara tó sọ tíṣẹ́ kiri tó sọ ọmọ ẹ̀wẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Biafrans dédé èyí mo kí tó àlẹ́ lóko rẹ̀ o tó ọ̀pọ̀ wé ètè takun náà so that is it e never comot from ground na just make we think about am it no be sign of weakness e just give us room make we think make we look am well well say this no be our leader wey we know na he send the message. So now I say make I come tell you. Now so now review in few days una go hear from us because GOS he represent our leader right now and GOS not take una matter play. We don't hear una voice but we want let una know say not be sign of weakness at all. Now just for us to review. So with that make I hand over to the moderator say make I hand over the mic. I salute all of now our listeners and may God continue to guide us until we see Biafra. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam Erewa. That was also very, very, very special, especially communicating in the language our people in the Creek can also follow. Thank you so much. And the microphone now will go to Mazi Osnabahim. I don't know if you are available. Mazi Osnabahim is the European rep Mazi, if you are available, unmute yourself. All right, we are going to Mazi Egwim. Mazi Egwim, go ahead.
Good evening, Biafrans, wherever you may be today. Good evening, my fellow comrades. And a special thank you to Deputy HOD Mazi Rumise. We have come today to have a message for our people in the issue of suspended ghost town stay at home. We reaffirm that the Monday stay at home is being suspended. And in as much as we suspended, we should know that we want to first thank you for your compliance on the last Monday stay at home. You truly show that you really want freedom. And freedom is not given, freedom is taken. In every freedom, in every society that is free, there are some prices to pay. And it shows us that you are willing to pay the price. We want to thank you. We want to say we are with you. We are so happy. We thank you for your compliance on the sit at home. And we want to tell you the one for tomorrow has been suspended for the time being. In as much as we suspend the sit at home for tomorrow, it does not mean that going back to sit at home has been taken out of table. No. It's still on the table. It can be reactivated at any time. If at all the zoo continue the way they are going, by not allowing us access to our leader to speak to us and give him unconditional release. Everything is set. One thing I want Biafrans to know is the occupying force is only on our land only for their economic interest. And once we cripple that their economic interest in our land, they have no other mission than to go. The occupying forces with their collaborators, Britain, the only reason why they are on our land is not because their economic benefits. And in as much as we want to cripple that their economic benefits, our freedom is less done. So, in coming days, like my fellow comrade said, we are going to reaffirm and re-strategize on the way forward in terms of imposing the sit at home. So we want to can you hear me? Hello?
We are hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, this is network interruption. In the next coming days, we are going to come up with the way going forward in terms of reimposing the sit at home. We suspended it to show the world that Biafrans are well civilized and they are a negotiating partner. It's quite unfortunate the zoo government are not the same. They act uncivilized. But if they keep on going on with their not abiding with the rules of law and rules of engagement, we have no other option than to reimpose the sit at home. One thing is certain, Biafrans are civilized people and they are willing to negotiate in good faith and maintain everything that is being agreed in a free and fair manner. That is what the world should know. Because we are people who want justice and fairness to everyone, particularly to our people. No one should see our cancellation or suspension of stay at home as a weakness to us, no. But it's a sign of we are the people that can negotiate and are willing to negotiate. So in as much as we are suspending the sit at home order tomorrow, we are coming up with a better and way going forward. So I want to thank my fellow Biafrans, mostly in Biafra land, who obeyed the order. We know that you want this to continue. We are not letting you down. We are solidly behind you. And you all should know that our leader is the one who asked us to suspend the stay at home. And also, we should not disobey our leaders. And in as much as going forward, we are going to come up with a formula. So we are saying to our fellow Biafrans to remain on alert, remain focused. Our end goal is nothing but to achieve freedom to our people in general. I want to thank you once more for your compliance on the last Monday sit at home, and also encourage you that we are working and putting everything that is possible to put on table in order to make sure that our land, that Biafra is being restored. And I want to thank you at this very moment, and also handing over the microphone to our Deputy HOD, Mazi. I want to thank Biafrans for your listening and for your compliance, and also thank Chukwu and pray for his guidance and protection upon our leaders who is in the enemy's hand. I thank you at this very moment. Good evening.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful one from Mazi, our East African representative under the African rep. The microphone will quickly go to Mazi. Are you back?
Yes, I'm back, Mazi.
Please proceed.
Thank you so much. Good evening, dear friends. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. My name is Mazi Austin Abanyim. I come from Amike. Amike is in Olu province of Biafra land. And I'm serving the indigenous people of Biafra as a European representative and member of the Directorate of State. We have come this night again to brief our people of the ongoing. First of all, to thank our people for their resilience, for their commitment and for their doggedness in our bid to free our people from the bondage of slavery and servitude that have been imposed upon us by the Nigerian government. Most important, that our leader has been illegally abducted from Kenya and extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, which is an international crime that they want to sweep under the carpet. The Directorate of State is a governing body of the IPOB. NNAMDI Kanu handpicked everybody in the Directorate of State from all walks of life, knowing fully well that in situations like this, we are all capable of putting our head together and come up with a solution that will be marvelous in solving the problems that has beclouded our people at this moment. Thanking you for observing the lockdown last Monday, the ghost town. We experienced a huge success, and we were happy because it was a self-imposed sit at home. Nobody forced it on anybody, and we are very, very happy that you Biafrans are ready to have your freedom. You have shown the world that we are ready to govern ourselves, we are ready to have our own nation, and we are ready to build a democratic government that is capable of representing the black race in Africa and in the world. We are not going to let you down. We have also observed carefully your reactions with regard to the suspension of the sit at home tomorrow, and we are coming on air to tell you that we are with you in your pain, in your disappointment, and in your misery. We love our leader as much as you love him, knowing fully well that the burden and the responsibility of this noble struggle is resting on our shoulders, and we are not going to let you down. So having suspended the sit at home tomorrow doesn't mean that it's out of sight. We are carefully and meticulously reviewing what have been done and where we are heading, and contemplating what could be the reason why our leader gave such order, because he is a man of pragmatic thinking, he is a man of reasoning, he is a man that gives credence to spirit argument, and that spirit argument is what we have presented. So we are assuring you that we are looking into the matter again very, very seriously. The reason why we have to suspend the sit at home, and we are going to make a very important announcement very soon when we have concluded with our research and with our independent investigation into the matter that is concerning our leaders' incarceration and continuous detention and torture that is going through in the hands of the enemies of Biafra Restoration Project. So we want to thank you for your patience. We crave your indulgence as we look into the matter. We understand your worries, and we are really going to come up with something that will be very, very palatable, very, very satisfying, and very, very successful with regard to our leaders' release and the restoration of Biafra, which is our main goal. Pray that Chukwu Kabiama will continue to protect our leader wherever he is in the hands of the enemy. He should protect him, because NNAMDI Kanu has made him his refuge and fortress. He has declared his faith in this mighty God, the God of Biafrans, who created everything and nobody created him. We know that this God will never let him down. This particular Chukwu Kabiama will never let shame befall his name, because NNAMDI Kanu has proclaimed his name in public and in private, and we believe he's not going to let Biafrans down. So thank you so much for listening. As we have said, we are going to come up with something better very soon. Thank you so much, and God bless. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra, all hail Biafra, all the way. The microphone will now go to Mazi Tarinemi. Tarinemi is the representative of the African continent. Mazi Tarinemi, go ahead, please.
Good evening from here, great people of Biafra. I hope I'm coming out clear and everyone can hear me.
Yes, you are, Mazi.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Snowberry Tarinemi, and like our DHB properly said, I am, by the grace of Elohim, the African representative of the indigenous people of Biafra. Now, concerning what is going on after the announcement that was made by the head of Directorate of State, there were so much reaction from our people, and many people were asking many questions. So, as a result of that, the Directorate of State, we have been discussing and hold many meetings. Okay, as a result of that. So, one thing that each and every one must understand is that this burden right now is on us. The burden is on us to ensure that this movement is moved from the point at which our leader was extraordinarily rendition, until he is released to continue the work from where he stopped. It is our responsibility to carry the family along and lead this movement to wherever we should get to. And right now, what it is, many of my colleagues here have said, we are actually reviewing, we are reviewing the lockdown order. The review of the lockdown order that is as a result of the information that the head of the Directorate of State got from the lawyer concerning orders given by our leader. We did not see him. We have not seen him because the conditions that we gave was that we need to see him, proof of life. We need to be sure that he's alive. Okay, we have not seen him, and what we have are the words of the lawyers. We do not have any reason, particularly, to doubt the words of the lawyers, but because of our operations, the chain of command, and the culture of this movement, it is important that we first of all obey before we do any other thing that we should do for the good people of Biafra in order for us to move over to the next level. We are aware it is very possible that other might have come to our leader. It is also very possible it may not have come because we do not have any practical evidence to that claim. Okay, so because of the culture, because of our culture, the culture is for this movement, like I said earlier, first of all, we have to obey because this movement is command and control. But we are also aware that because if our leader is not is not outside, so we do not know how the information got to him or how those that presented the information presented it to him before he was that order. The order actually came from him. So we all are outside and we are seeing what we are seeing, and we are seeing the reactions, and we have seen everything. So we also understand that if the adventure is actually he gave such an order, it is very much likely that he may not have given that order in his right with his full senses, in the sense that he's under detention, knowing fully well that the lawyers once requested that he should be taken to prison, but the Nigerian state refused, and instead they insisted that he should remain in DSS detention, where when the lawyers are not going to see him, it is very much possible that other things are happening to him that we may not be aware of for now. So considering that we want Biafrans to just take this period of time like a break. Okay, take it like it is holiday for the sit at home, for the lockdown. Take it like it's a break, take it like it is holiday. And everyone should be focused and listen to our radio and follow every program that we really need to follow. Everyone should be focused, and very, very soon we are going to review, and when we are done our review, the house, the family worldwide will hear from us, and you are going to know our conclusions, okay, because right now we are doing our investigations, and if our investigations turn out to be what some of the things that we are suspecting, however it is, to determine the kind of decisions that we are going to take. But the others to be aware that every decision that will be taken will be to the good interest of our people and the good interest of our leader. Because one might get an information, a manipulated information, before he's taking a decision. When somebody takes a decision, without getting the full knowledge of the situation, that person may not be giving the right decision. Knowing who our leader is, and character, because every one of us have followed him for years, we know his character, we know the kind of person that he is, we know how reasonable he is, and how firm he is, because it has to do with decision taking. Okay, so we know, just like one of my colleagues said, saying that it did not come from him. No, it's not like we already have the full evidence yet that it did not come from him, but without if it came from him, and even if it came from him, with him having the full knowledge of what is going on outside, the reactions of our people, how our people are following this and giving our best to ensure that this thing is carried out and the world recognizes what is happening, and our leader comes out without being touched and without any conditions whatsoever. And peradventure, the referendum for the freedom of our nation actually come alongside with it. So before I round it up, I want to say that every of our people should know that the Directorate of State really appreciates the obedience of our people to lock down on Monday, okay, and the Monday that just passed. We greatly appreciate your effort, we greatly appreciate your sacrifice, and that sacrifice is not being overlooked, okay, and we are together, and as we continue to work together, we continue to move forward by the special gift of Elohim, by the grace of Tamara, by the grace of Abiyama, we shall bring this struggle to a conclusive end. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Wayne Darinolu. Thank you.
Master, are you done?
Yeah, I am done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. At this juncture, the microphone is going to go to Mazi. American, go ahead. Please unmute your microphone and address our people. Thank you so much. In absence of that, Mazi, you can move ahead. Mazi, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, HOD.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Good evening, Biafrans all over the world. Depend on your time zone. And them still the man Mazi. Kide better to put the people. By special grace of Chukwu Kabiama. I salute the people of Biafra. Southern African regional level. Biafrans all over the world. So there are those in Biafra land. First of all, I thank you all for the good work you people are doing in Biafra land. For the city at home, last Monday, it's 100%. And also, we want to use this opportunity to let you people know. By the announcement that you heard 2 days ago, we will never relent. And you will never. And I'm encouraging every one of you. We never suspend it at home yet. Only this tomorrow Monday. And you believe that every information that you will be hearing, you'll be getting it from the Radio Biafra, not on the social media, Facebook or other platform. Whenever you want to get the lighter information, you have to follow the Radio Biafra so that you will get the lighter information. And I believe very soon, with the OS, will come out on air again to analyze how the community at home will follow. And I believe the community at home will go across more than will go before. And those that are watching what is happening, we are across even Amazonia. And this time around, we are going to cross in Benin Kingdom. And we want everybody to prepare for what we have to come. Enemy have come around us to try their best to scatter whatever that we are doing all along. But we, Ipob, especially those in the OS, I say no. We will not tolerate or accommodate any plans of enemies in our midst or in whatever that we are doing. That's why we are sending the information, this message to Biafrans all over the world. We are hearing around a lot of news. DOS this, DOS that. I want to make it clear to every one of us in Ipob. In this struggle that we are into, if our leader is not around, HOD is the second in command, followed by DOS. So whatever instruction that DOS and the HOD give it to you, follow it. Because I believe that what will give us whatever that we are looking for. Forget about those on the social media in one their mouth, in one thing or the other. This struggle belongs to all of us. But what belongs to the people, not to some of individual, no matter who we are. This struggle is more than one person. It's more than a family affair. It's more than friends. This struggle is belong to all of us. Therefore, we have to join our hands and carry on this struggle, so that at the end, we will come in flying colors and achieve what we are looking for all these years. Let me stop here so that other people will come in. Thank you for giving me this golden opportunity. Let me hand over the microphone to you. I'm standby.
Thank you. The microphone will now go to the next speaker on board. Mazi, Oscar KK, please, can you go ahead, please?
Deputy Head of the Directorate of States. I hope you can hear me loud and clear now.
Yes, Mazi, go ahead. You're coming up loud and clear.
Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. I want to use the opportunity also to thank Mazi Anonsi, our anchor, and also our Deputy Head of the Directorate of State and the HOD, Mazi Jikadosian, and also all the members of the Directorate of State. And also I want to use the opportunity to thank Biafrans. Before I proceed, my name still remains Mazi Oscar. I'm here for Nanka in Biafran land. And a special grace of people to I'm Asia way. So I really appreciate our effort, what Biafrans and lovers of Biafran did last Monday. Today making it a month, because in this side of part of the world we are now on Monday. So I really appreciate and commend every Biafrans in Biafran land. What we have done, we really did well for Gostan, and the way we now enforced everything, and everybody comply, those taxi drivers and the commercial vehicle and the companies and the teachers and the rest of them straight. I really appreciate each and every one of us, the work we did. We really did well. So I say, may you can continue to guide each and every one of us. I knew that information, our head of the Directorate of State gave information from our leader, Mazi and the Kanu. There is a little things I want us, all the Biafran along the group, to understand. Whatsoever position our leader, Mazi and the Kanu and the DOS are taking is for the best interest of each and every one of us. Our goal is to restore Biafra, nothing more, nothing less. And nothing will be less of that. What we need is Biafra to be restored. The kingdom of God on this surface of planet. And that is what each and every one of us are working hard to ensure that this kingdom is restored. Very, very soon. Everything will be unfolded. So, as many people are doubting, are calling names and doing all manner of things, I think that won't be helping us. They won't be helping us in this Biafran struggle. As many of my colleagues have said here, that everything now, as we use a correct word, suspend. Something is suspended, they can call it off any moment. Just suspend at the moment for a reason, which will be reviewed by the US, which we believe at due time, everything will be unfolding again. The information and details will be given to Biafrans and lovers of Biafra all over the world through our head of the Directorate of State and his deputy, Mazi. So Biafrans, we don't need to worry much. The US are here and doing the best in order to ensure that Biafra is restored. They're not joking. Day by day, they're doing all manner of consultation and analysis, and analyzing each and every step being made by GSS and the Zoological Republic. So you don't need to worry much. I know everybody have a good intention by why must we call off these things. But we also understand what we are bound on. Being, if you are a member of Ipob, you must understand we have a code of conduct, which command and control, and we must obey it, and we must follow it religiously. Notwithstanding the condition at the moment, which we have made it very clear that we're going to review it and analyzing each and everything and come back with more details, which that one is going to happen soon, especially because of two people that there. Having said that, there is some little message I want to give to Zoological Republic, those Janjaweed and Fulani people look at. You know, they have adopted our leader, and our leader is an doctor. They're incarcerating our leader. And I'll have one message for them. All these cabals, they have made a lot of money. My advice to you people is for you to release our leader, Mazi and Kanu, and not only our leader, and all IPOB activists all over the Zoological Republic, because they have been scattered all over across the whole prisons in the Zoological Republic. We now demanding for all of them to be released and bring back to their house safety. And at the same time with our leader, Mazi and Kanu. Then after that, you people now declare a referendum for we Biafra. This is our demand. And why I say all these things, because you Fulani, you have made so much money in Zoological Republic. You have made so much money. You don't need to fight him or waging war. The money you made in Nigeria, in the Zoological Republic, is enough for you and your generation. You can enjoy it for eternity. You don't need to go war. Because if you go to the war, there is every possibility that money you will not live to enjoy that your money. And maybe, I say maybe, your children might even not live to enjoy that same money. So my own candidate advice to you all Fulani Janjaweed is for you to declare, to release our leader and all Biafran activists all over the Zoological Republic and declare our referendum. So it shall be well with you, and you can also go enjoy your corrupt money. The money you made, you have made so much money. So you can go back and enjoy your dirty money that you make. Nobody will stop you. But if you persist that you want to hold Biafrans down, you may go down with it with your children. Because if you now say that you will not allow us to race, you too will not rest. Because people program is with us. So my advice to you this morning is for you to release our leader, Mazi and Kanu, unconditionally. That all of them and other Biafran principals as we also be released. That we enjoying their family and they started doing what they need to do. So my advice again to all these political musicians in so-called South and Southeast. Now we suspend our sit at home. You need to show yourself. Whenever we said we want to sit at home, you people are wanting here and there, are starting making noise, saying all manner of things. You don't like, you don't want to this, you don't want that. And my question to you, the Southeast and South governors, are we not following the UN Charter and even in the Constitution of Zoological Republic? The peaceful gathering is Sharia in the law of Zoological Republic. For people to have a peaceful demonstration or peaceful protest is allowed by Nigerian Constitution. Now, if we go in a peaceful protest, you will shoot, you will kill people because you are kind of animals trained to kill innocent people. Then we sit at home, we don't like it too. Now we suspend this thing. We want you people to show yourself and also campaign for our leader to be released. We need it to you for you to be for you governors and also all these politicians in the South and Southeast to campaign for our leader to be released. Because not when we now embark in a very powerful one, you people will start complaining. Because now is the window of opportunity for you to show the so-called, because you people are claiming that you are elders, you are fathers, you are elderly statesmen and women. Now is the opportunity for you to go and show yourself. Those things you are claiming that you are elders, you are elderly statesmen and women. Now is time for you to prove yourself that you are worthy by working hard to our leader to be released, because he done nothing. He working so hard for you people to be released and for you to have your freedom. So you need to do everything within your powers to release to make sure our leader is released. And we will be worldwide. We never relent in our work. We must on because Biafra is our right. And we must do everything within our power to restore Biafra. And also, all those people that they are afraid, the other team or the other, you don't need to be afraid. We keep on moving forward. Our destination is to restore Biafra, nothing else. And that Biafra we must surely restore. So I urge all Biafrans, IPOB members, lovers of Biafra all over the world, for us to work hard and do according to the information we're getting from head of Directorate of State. Because we don't need to have a kind of this unity family. We need to have in one heart, in one big family. Whatever information pass, everybody will follow it all. That is what will make us to be a formidable people. But when this one following social media, like one of our colleagues said here, the other one following instruction to the other side, it will not make us to be formidable. But for us to be able to achieve what we want, is in one heart, in one mind, one heart, one soul. Everything we demanded, we will not achieve. Because in the Bible, and come on above. So when we now do things with one mind, one heart, we will achieve greatness. So please, Biafran, don't be weak, don't be tired. Sometimes as a cause of Biafran freedom fighting, we always have ups and downs because it's not an easy stuff. But our promise to this morning is we must surely reach to where we are going, and our destination must surely be accomplished. And once we are determined, as all of us are determined to achieve Biafra, we said our slogan is Biafra or nothing. Some people say Biafra or death. We must achieve that Biafra expression. As long as we are focused, the key word is there is determination. Once we are determined, nothing on this earth can stop us. So as we are focused and determined in our request, we must get what we want. So don't be lent and don't be weak and don't be tired. Biafra, we must achieve it. Thank you very much once again. I will be handing microphone back to our Deputy Head of the Directorate of State, Tony. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you once again. Thank you. That was from Mazi Oscar KK. Mazi Oscar KK is the continental rep of the indigenous people of Biafra for Asia. We'll now consider if Mazi Chinemere is available to proceed. And after that, probably we shall be wrapping up. If there are going to be questions, we might entertain few questions. Otherwise, we are going to be wrapping up from there. Mazi Chinemere, if you are available, please take up the microphone. Mazi Chinemere is the Central and Northern African Regional Rep. Mazi Chinemere. Mazi John Chinemere, if you are available, go ahead, please. Mazi Obiuku, have you spoken? If not, please, Mazi Obiuku, go ahead.
He did.
All right. Let me have a recap of what has been spoken tonight, and that's the fact that we are all on the same page with all Biafrans worldwide. We don't want to have any sense of any doubt or any sense of dismay. We don't have to exercise any sense of prevarication. We want to move ahead. We are saying no retreat, no surrender. We have been murdered enough, we have been killed enough, and for anybody to think that we are going to remain stagnant, that person is totally on the wrong direction. That person must be hallucinating. We are not going to surrender, we are not going to retreat. Biafra land belongs to us. Nobody can take it from us. No matter if you like to have the atomic weapon, you cannot overcome. We cannot give up our land. We cannot be subdued, and we can assure the enemies that we are going to overcome. They sit at home as we have it, will continue, but then that of tomorrow was put aside because the message came from our leader through the lawyer, and then that was taken for the first time, because we have a tradition that we do not become insubordinate to our leader. Now we want to review, as our HOD said, there will be review of what the message was all about. We are going to have this week for review, and at the end of the day, this very movement will come up with the right product of that very review, and that will be done by our HOD. Be rest assured that we are not going to keep quiet. This movement must continue. We are a locomotion. This locomotive engine must continue. You can never stop it. Nobody can stop us from what we are doing. Even when the politicians think that it is in their own favor, when they think that if we sit at home exactly and do the needful, what we call civil disobedience, that it is indeed not in their own favor in this case. And then they begin to rant around to Abuja and Helter-Skelter. They are running for nothing. We are going to carry out our programs as usual, as much as it is in bondage. These very rotten and rusting shackles of bondage must be untied that we might be free. The freedom is what we're yearning for, and the freedom we must take. Freedom is not given on a platter of gold, but it is taken. And that's why we are not giving up. And that's why we must do the needful to make sure that even if it takes sitting at home, we are going to carry it on as time goes on. We are going to see what we are going to do. As I said it, our HOD, the DOS, is on the very agenda of reviewing what is to happen coming days and coming weeks. And we are asking Biafrans to remain patient and, be listening. We are on the same page, but understand that if our leader is involved in terms of the communication, even if it wasn't a direct communication, but through the legal representatives, the first reaction is not to disobey. The first reaction is to obey to start with, because this is not a democracy. This is not a powering club. This is a struggle, and we have our modus operandi to follow. We do have a code of conduct to follow. But then there is always a chance to review, and that's what we're doing to see the best way forward. And be rest assured that we are going to get back to what is best for us or what is working for us. And that is what the recap is all about. The Biafrans should stay tuned. Do not waver, remain tenacious, remain focused. There are people, of course, charlatans, there are some distractors, those who love to slice and dice. And we are telling them, no matter how you attempt to be very much a maniac, that you are not going to succeed. Those Biafrans that are focused are more than those who are not focused. There are people who want to cause problems for no reason. There are people who want to point fingers for no reason, for bare reason of what they don't know. What you don't know, you don't know it. You better remain calm and let's see what happens. We are working 248, not 247, around the clock to make sure that the right decisions are made. We are going to try to get in contact with our leader through any means possible to make sure that the right steps are taken. So do not despair, remain focused. Biafrans worldwide, you are doing a good job. Those of you who have offered your lives, you will remain in our mind, and I tell you that posterity will be kind to you. For those of you who are fighting for us and defending our frontiers, the posterity will be kind to you, and Biafrans of this generation, and indeed the generations to come, will be kind to you as well. And I will say at this juncture, thank you so much for your listenership. We might be wrapping up. I don't know if anybody, Mazi, Jonathan, Mazi, Alosi, I don't know if there's any call coming in. If anybody has a question, we might entertain few. If that is possible, we can do that, but not much, but very few questions can be entertained. 3, 4, 5 questions or thereabout. and then we can close. I don't know if that is not available.
Yeah,
as well.
I opened the phone line. The phone number is +1 484 767 0848 +1 484 767 0848. For all those listening that think they have any question, they are welcome to call in and ask their question. And in the meantime, before they come in, I think point of focus is the mentioning of governors. It's a quite like a home run. You hit it right on the head. They are not doing any sign of life to protect the people. They say they are governing. When you mention that, it struck a nerve on me. How we can continue to listen, follow them, but they cannot defend the same people they are, they are watching, being murdered, being raped, pregnant women disemboweled, and they call themselves governors. You have a caller here, so let's get to him. Let's see. +1 484 767 0848. This is very shocking that we have people and they don't act. And another aspect of the address you made was the durability of our people. They're being aware of what is happening to them, and now they have taken a position of never say that. And they're living up to that call may not. I think they'll be coming back, so let's give them a few minutes. Caller, your name and where you calling from. Kelechi, you can't call on that line. Call on the radio line. Go ahead, Mazi. Hello? Hello? Kelechi, go ahead. Okay, caller, your name and where you calling from. Caller, your name and where you calling from. Ben. Ben, are you there?
Mazi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Dr. Alozia, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We hear you loud and clear.
Dr. Alozia, can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you.
I'm not getting any response.
I don't know why, but we are hearing you.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Alozia, and I appreciate your wisdom in bringing the DOS to clarify issues. But I have one concern. The DOS has said that the reason why they do not want anybody to visit Mazi Kanu is that they do not want him to run IPOB from the jail or from the incarceration place they kept him, which is the DSS. Now, how come they want them to come now to answer this commission through the same place they kept him? It calls for suspicion. I don't want to say somewhere by lawyers to say this commission did not come from Mazi directly. The DSS were the ones that kept him. But nevertheless, I could have thought that we could have been more cautious by not jumping into that type of information. We would have allowed the second week to come so that we can be able to advise him. And I will advise that on no account, if they want to pass any information through, allow Mazi to pass any information to IPOB, they should allow him to call one of the members of BOS and then talk directly with the person. There shouldn't be any more intermediary in between what comes from Mazi NNAMDI'S Kanu to us. That's the point I'm trying to make here. It should be direct from Mazi NNAMDI'S Kanu. If they feel that it's important for that information to go to IPOB, they should then allow Mazi to choose who he wants to contact. As maybe the head of the BOS, or somebody else that we can, or even call, let them allow him to call into the radio. They know what kind of radio program is on. So that's all I have to say. Thank you very much, Dr. Allen. A wonderful excitement for you to bring this, because it helps to clear a lot of things, because a lot of people are really mad, and this type of thing is capable of killing the morale of the people. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben. Let's get some other people. Caller, your name and where you're calling from. 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 Okay. Okay.
There is well respected and well reputable hard for him to come out of that place on bail last fall. This time around, we are still working with him because we know he's been tested and vetted. But in as much as we can exonerate him from any foul play, it could be that also the janjaweed behind there could package our leader in any shape or form and present him as being well, and in so many ways all this is possible, and that the information our barrister might get might appear authentic, but then somehow being adulterated. And that is why our HOD mentioned the issue of review. We are going to look into it with every possible forensic ability to come to the point where we can say everything is indeed the way it is. And then from there going forward, we do believe, of course, that Biafra land will not remain quiet till then. There must be a way out. We want our people to continue what they are doing. We want to continue to resist the evil empire called the zoo. But like I said, we are going to have a review. Probably this week there will be a pronouncement as the way forward. That's all I can say there about. So thank you so much. Let the next person, ask his question. Thank you so much.
Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. We're hearing you.
Hello.
We're hearing you. Go ahead. Caller, go ahead. We're hearing you. Your line is not clear. Caller, your name and where you calling from. name and where you're calling from. Caller, your name and where you're calling from. Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening. Mazi loves here, and good evening, all the members of the DOS. This is Chichi, and I'm calling from New Jersey. I just called in to, encourage the DOS that we are with you guys, and most importantly, that God is with you. There's a lot of distraction out there, but I don't want you guys to be discouraged. I want you to keep focused, to know that God is with you. And at the end of the day, we're going to get to our promised land. Yes, it is a struggle. And anything good, the enemy will always try to bring confusion. But let us also remember, there are some people that come to different platforms because they were seen as distractors. So we don't think that everything we see, whatever we hear, the things that people write, that they're coming directly from our people. Sometimes those people come with different names that sound like our names, but they're not. So I just want to help let you guys know that God is with you, and the genuine people that are fighting for the struggle are also with you. And most importantly, we are going to see victory at last. Thank you so much, Dr. Alagia.
Thank you very much. DOS, you have anything to say about that?
I just want to thank our sister for that kind comment, and says she's well welcomed, and we appreciate her comments. But I'm not sure if she did raise any question.
Yeah, the comment she made, is a very positive one by telling us that not everybody that writes with our name is one of us. So.
Oh, sure. Let me make it clear. We have so many enemies in with. In fact, I have gone through pages of people who have made comments, and lo and behold, you could see either they are Fulanis or they are, foreigners. They have nothing to do with anything we are doing, or they are one Nigerianist. You just have to dig back into their background and see their connections. Some of them, are political jobbers. Some of them are gaining from the modern, situation we have right now, or today's political situation we have today. They are gaining and gaining and gaining, and it's all about them. They're very selfish individuals. And when you ask them about others, they don't care. So these people, they like to embark on incendiary. They like to slice and dice. They want to, spell doom to what we're doing. And of course, those of us who are clever and know about it, we do ignore them. Unfortunately, some of them are on Facebook and some other places. You need to begin to please watch out for these guys, because you can't go to any Fulani platform and make comments as a Biafrans, and you can't even survive it. They're going to chuck you out immediately. Why? What are they doing on our platform? Some of them are bearing Igbo names, yes, but some of them are even clearly bearing Ahmadu Mohammed and everything. What are they doing on our platforms? Just get rid of these folks. They steal information. They take it to the DSS direct without delay. These are jobbers of the DSS. We need to make sure that they are not on our platforms. Please, all admins, begin to watch who are in our platform. We don't just have to let these enemies to be there when they are clearly enemies. And I think that very message will go to those of them who are managing our media platforms to make sure that we get rid of these modes wherever they are. Thank you so much. That was a very plausible presentation from our sister. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Caller, your name and where you calling from? Caller from Florida, your name and where you calling from?
further space there. I think I have a very big program today with the DOS, and I just want to congratulate our DOS. I understand how difficult their task is. Their work is very difficult. I really appreciate their work, but I also want to make two contributions to the program today. When the DOS needs to plan for the next seat at home, I think it would be great for them to have a designated date for the seat at home instead of coming out and saying, next week we are sitting on home on Monday. Can we have like every Monday or every first Monday of the month or every second Monday of the month? So people could plan, the government can plan, exams can be scheduled. In that way, not so many people can be complaining about inconveniences for the at home. So I think as they are planning, I know there are different people who have a DOS, they can plan and have a fixed timing so it doesn't bring confusion. Okay? When Martin Kanu was around, he said if it's not there, the DOS becomes the final power, the authority, the leader. We should listen to them. We shouldn't be listening to anyone telling us what Martin Kanu says directly from anywhere. I don't say we should abuse our autonomy to anybody, but I don't think it makes legal sense listening to somebody we don't even know the situation, like it's under duress. We don't know how he conveys the information. So he told us he becomes the governing body of IPOB and for the Biafrans. We should just listen to them. When Martin comes out, when he's free, then he can be in power and become the leader. For now, I think the rest should be the final. Finally, it's painful to my heart when I see what's going on in certain quarters of IPOB. There are some people coming out and talking about the finance, the funding. Yesterday, there was a woman called Miss Kelly that came out from permanent program and was accusing other principal officers. I think this is high time the DOS will sit down. I know they have a lot in their plate, but if this woman signed a contract to become an auditor for IPOB account, and she is breaking the rule of engagement, coming out to declassify information, passing information to the other guy, who I know is not supposed to have some information about ESN account. I think the DOS should sit down. People who are breaking the rules of engagement, the law, the principle of IPOB should be fired. The Chinese Act. There are so many people like me that have refused to contribute to this project since the whole issue about questions about money saved or not saved. This is totally unacceptable. IPOB is almost like a governing body for Biafran people, over 70 million people. And we obey you guys. We listen to whatever you say. Whatever you say we should do, we do. But why do we have elements that are breaking the house? And the DOS refuse to act.
Caller, let me put this to you. The question of Nelly or whatever is under the review of the DOS and HOD. So let it not just make us deviate from what we are saying. The DOS is here and they are clarifying things with regards to sit at home. So that is where we want us to focus. But when it comes to finance, it's always an issue, and that is what the DOS has to. Like we said, there are things they do behind the closed doors. So that's what it is. But when it comes to the other sit at home, which you mentioned, is under review as well, because why it's under review is because people follow instructions, and we just say anything or do anything. When we give, if you listen to what they say, they are here to defend themselves. If you listen, you can see for them to give you the answer when it comes to the review. Mazi, can you give an answer to what Ahmad from Florida just said.
Right. I'm not sure. I think the background was quite very cloudy and noisy. I don't know.
Yeah, he was.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about what he was talking about.
Yeah,
the question he was answering.
Yeah, he was talking about Nelly and the finance, which I said this is not the appropriate forum for it based on and then so the one he said is about giving information ahead of time for the sit at home, and which I feel is under review, and then based on your reasons for the review, you will give us the appropriate time for the sit at home. So I don't know if you have anything to say about that one.
But the issue of individuals being mentioned and whatever discord being sold do belong to the addressed internally. They are not matters to be responded to on air. Otherwise, of course, the issue of sit at home and the demand for our people to continue, we don't want to remain stagnant. We want to remain vibrating and vibrant. That's what we are going to do. We want to rekindle. We want to keep on burning, keep the light burning the whole time and non-stop till Biafra comes. That is what we can assure the Zoo. So I think your answer was appropriate. So in case any other person has a question, we are going to move on to take it.
Okay. This another caller is a regular caller. Caller, your name and where you calling from? Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Greetings to you, my fellow brothers and sisters, Biafrans all over the world, friends of Biafrans and lovers of freedom. I greet our DOS, Directors of State Society. My name is Hugo, and I am calling from my location, Mazi. We need to be firm on the side of the truth. The reason why I say this is that, let me put it to our DOS. I thank you, my brothers and sisters, for your wonderful work. The reason supporting our leader, Mazi Kanu. This is exactly what we need. But let me tell you, like our DOS government on there are so many Fulanis in our platform. Let me put it this way, because there is a voice I had. That voice sounds popular to me as a particular voice that normally hates what we are doing. He comments on the Zoo radio regularly against us. He can come to our platform and prepare by having another name. And these are the ones that is making us to see and behave as if we are having confusion. But I'm using this opportunity to thank our DOH people, to tell them and remind them that Biafrans all over the world, we love our leader Mazi Kanu so much, because by means of people by means of his great Nnamdi Kanu first love us, that man show us love. And that is the reason why there is confusion in Biafran land today. But we thank you, Mazi, for bringing them to clarify, so that people in different corners of Biafran land will be calm. My people, I want to say, we need to listen to the DOS for now. I can only tell you that they are not deceiving us, because they themselves, they are working with our leader Mazi Kanu. The sayings that is running up and down, because there are so many rubbish sayings. You can do them and you could not really be struggle. But we can never ever continue to accept this. One thing we want to remind ourselves is that Nnamdi Kanu, who is our leader, has made a lot of sacrifice on behalf of us. And we know the real member of Ipob, the genuine member of Ipob, we know the truth. We can never ever betray him. It is only the fake ones in our midst who is engaging themselves in this betraying attitude. And we are saying, May the blessing of people to continue to be with everyone who is genuine in this struggle. And we remember on the side of the truth. Biafrans all over the world, their spirit and their soul and their blood is all violent. They want to continue to sit at home. But we have no other option for other to listen to our EOS and they give us instructions. Because of what our leaders deserve not to be in anywhere in today. It's an innocent man. But as I said before, we will listen to the GOS as they are giving us instruction because we also know that they meant well to our leader also. So I'm saying this, Biafrans all over the world, please, we should calm down. Don't tell me calm down. There is nothing for now. Our GOS, they can never betray us. Those saying that it's running up and down, flying everywhere, it's not true. Look at the voice I just heard now. It sounds like Ezra. For those of you that know who Ezra is, but he came with another name. Mazi, I have to stop here. I am saying we must remain resolute on the side of the truth. And our leader, we continue to demand unconditional release of our leader, Mazi and Kanu. He did not commit anything. The so-called leader in Biafran land, they don't know us. That's the reason why they are suffering us.
Thank you, good.
Thank you so much, Mazi.
Thank you. I think that's a general comment. I don't think you have like it's addressed to you. So if you want to make a comment on this revelation about the caller that calls with a different name, that's fine.
Yeah, well, I think at the end of the day, you spoke very well. So there was a question I think from him. He addressed the situation of the day. And I think he spoke well. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the next. Thank you very much for his contribution.
Some of you are calling on this special line called the radio line, because if I take your call, you will knock off the broadcast. So that's why I'm not taking your call. Call on the radio line, because this is a different broadcast. So if you wonder why I'm not taking your call, call on the radio line. Okay? Caller, your name and where you're calling from. Caller, your name and where you're calling from. Mazi, I think we'll hang it up here because most of them are calling on your line. And that will knock you off. So let me see. Caller, your name and where you're calling from. Your name and where you're calling from. Yes, we're hearing you. You sound very far. You sound very far away. Yeah, but you sound very far away. Your line is not good. Yeah, that he's calling from somewhere. Yeah. Caller, your name and where you calling from.
If I'm coming out today, because I'm not.
Okay, let you go ahead.
Because I'm not hearing you.
Because
I don't know if I'm coming out clear.
We are hearing you. Go ahead. Okay, we are hearing you. Go ahead. Well, that's what I'm saying. Call the radio line. Stop calling the Skype line. So that's it. Mazi, I think we'll end the call here. I think that's all the calls we've got so far. So let me try this guy. Caller, your name and where you're calling from.
Good evening, Mazi.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So please let me be brief because of other people. So the only issue we are having now is that the DOS is supposed to know what is happening in Nigeria, Africa, especially Nigeria. You can't trust our government. You can't trust our politicians. They will tell you that this is why. They might agree with these people. And you never know what is happening. We don't know what is happening within NNAMDI'S. You can't trust them. That is the problem we are having here. So what if there is any pressure, we are the people suffering it down here. But we are ready to bear it. If they are ready, they will trick us and do another election. I know very well when there will be no election in Anambra. They get in and the election is done. What has those dialogues been doing that? Killing our people. They have not released anybody from the dungeons in the prison. They have not released anybody from the DSS, dungeon. But they have been suspended because they know that it's bringing them. They have lost the whole legitimacy in the whole of the land. So we could have loved if they looked at this. We are not releasing these people, these bunch of people. Okay, grant us this. Please, that's the one we're taking for. Let them have a very strong agreement that we know that NNAMDI'S is coming out so deep. We can relax. That is why you have divergent opinions. Now people say we don't want, people say we want. But let me be frank with you people. 99% of Biafrans want to continue to sit at home.
Thank you.
They should address all that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah. Do you have anything, any answer for this guy? Mazi. Yeah, we can hear you. You're not audible at all. You're not audible. I think no, we can't hear you. Somebody's not, the mic is not muted. I think that's the control right there. No, I'm still not hearing you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it went away. I think we have a connection issue. Mazi, are you still on the line? No, the connection from you has disconnected because somebody put it on something else. That's the background noise you're hearing. So, well, I don't know. Yeah, I think we have let me see if this will clear. Let me see. Caller, your name and where you calling from? Caller, your name and where you calling from? Welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, question I have for you is, Mazi Kanu was arrested for regulation sometime in June, and we are today's date is August 15th. How come he's still at the DSS office? And what provision is the lawyer doing to make sure that his family member, and number one, to transfer him from DSS to the prison, one. Secondly, to make sure that his family members are able to, and well-wishers are able to see him.
I hate to say this. I'm going to restart this thing because I think we have a cross. It has jammed due to some people that interfered on the line, and it had affect the volume. So let me restart this. It'll be about a minute, so that you can reply to that sister from Texas.
Do I hang up, sir, or do you want me to stay on the line?
You stay on the line.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it went off. It went off from the Skype. That's what happened. People continued to call on the line on the Skype line. I knew it was going to happen, and that's why I was telling them to call the radio line because they interfered so much with it. So it affected the reception. So that's what happened. So if you give me a minute, I will reconnect, and then the sister will ask that question again. Because I was wondering what happened, and we lost the voice. So in a nutshell, really what they are talking about is the sit at home. People should understand that sit at home, when it's lifted, is just a suspension, nothing more, nothing less. And like I said, the action can be resumed anytime. It is for our own benefit, and for you to come and explain, we should be able to understand what it is that is going on. So I think we are back. We are back.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, viewers. The question I have for you all is Mazi Kanu was renditioned sometime in June, I believe, 2018 to Nigeria. And today's date is the 15th of August. Why is he still, how come he hasn't been transferred to the prison center? Where, that's my number one question. And the second question I have is, why is his family members and his well-wishers not going to see him at the DSS? And in those cases, if they are not allowing his family members to go see him, who is feeding him? Who is bringing the food that he's eating? So I believe it's a violation of his rights if none of his family members are seeing him from June all the way to August. Who feeds him? How do we know what he eats? So it's a big concern for me to understand and if we have other family members visiting his wife, and things like that.
Did you hear the question? I think we have really been disconnected. So
I didn't get the question. If you can repeat it for me, man.
okay, she's asking about why just who is sending food to our leader. Are the relatives being allowed to visit? Did they make any arrangement for that, or just the state of affairs of our leader really is where the whole thing is centered on?
Yeah, so for more information, for him to set it back. So provide us alternative. Yes, we can do that. And people are just reporting, as you can see. So then, yeah, it came to us, from what we find, as I was saying, that is misinformation that our leader.
I'm unable to hear his response.
Yeah, so it went with a different topic. And then, according to Barry, after explaining to him, he's there trying to understand what is going on for them. He said we should call it up. So he said, yeah, so how we are waiting. I'm not sure yet what's going to happen, but I don't want to give information that is not fully discussed or deliberate. I think, yeah, we may have to, at some point, we may have to go back to sit at the help, because holding our leader in that place, who knows if he's under torture or whatever it is, and then when he receives a visitors, they present him as everything is fine. And then all those things, so no one knows. So, but again, let's just follow it up and wait for them, for him to give us alternative. I just say exited. So it's the same thing that we're discussing here. Yeah, the message to the lawyer. So we wait and see what is the replacement for sit at home, because we can't just everyone has agreed that we cannot just wait in October. That is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous for what we are doing. So
yeah, Mazi, it seems like you're far away from your speaker.
yes, yeah, I did. I'm not. Yeah, okay. Bring it closer.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have to wait until the lawyers went and see him again, and then come back to us with more if the director have suspended that code. So to give us
I think what we'll ask now, see what the problem is. We're going to end this call. See what the problem is. From here we jumped because we are two Skype lines. Now I understand why the other one is knocked off. So I'm going to end the broadcast from the DOS. I will end the broadcast from the DOS. I'm going to sign off from the Skype, because I was wondering what happened when the broadcasters came in. It knocked off the DOS. So there are two meetings scheduled, and all of them on Skype. So one took over. So for the DOS, I think I was wondering. Let me see if they are still around. DOS, are you still there? Hello? Yes, yes. Sorry for the mix-up. We're going to end this because we have two Skypes going on. The one for the broadcasters and yours, they're all on the Skype, so it's affecting what you're saying.
Okay. You can disconnect from that.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I was wondering where the volume went, so the whole thing was interfering.